Okay, so it has been 3 weeks since I have not picked up my camera. Lots has happened and we are officially at the end of the semester. That means that my first semester as a PhD student is coming to an end. It is so crazy to say that. This whole semester has been just craziness. To start, I have to say that I have not picked up my camera because I got sick. I finally got COVID. So I went 3 years without having COVID. And then once you think that the virus is over, it's not over. And I got COVID. So the symptoms were not bad. It was a lot of like fatigue. I couldn't be up more than like 10-20 minutes. That really like hit me hard because I got sick with COVID 4 weeks before the semester was over and on the week of my birthday. So I haven't been having the funnest time of my life. Um, so I got COVID on the Saturday 2 weeks ago. And on that week, I had planned to like overwork just so I could be ahead of the game and spend time with my family for my birthday and friends and just kind of celebrate myself and my accomplishments because I didn't get the time or the chance to celebrate my master's completion. As you guys were part of it, you saw that I finished the master's in December and then jumped into the PhD. And even while I was in the PhD, I was still just trying to finish off the final edits of the thesis. So it's been like a really busy semester, right? And it's been a lot of like changes. Also, having to take the courses in French. It's just been like a lot. And I'm not here complaining. I'm just saying that academia is very demanding, especially at the PhD level. And I'm really happy that I actually decided to just take one course. Um, or else I think I would have been like dead by now. But yeah, so I got sick on I started to get the symptoms really bad on the Sunday. So I got sick on the Saturday. Sunday I started to feel the symptoms like, and I knew I was sick because like I said, I couldn't get up. My whole like body just hurt. Surprisingly, I didn't cough at all until like the final last days of COVID, but the first few days was just like intense fatigue. Like I've never felt that in my whole entire life. Like it was to the point that even though I wanted to like get up and do things, like I just couldn't. I couldn't. I guess I have a toxic trait. And my toxic trait is that it's really difficult for me to ask for help or to take time off because I always feel like I need to give it my all, try my best because I'm a first generation student. To me, all of this that is going on in my life is a privilege. It's like dreams come true in a way. I mean, I never planned to become a PhD student, but now that I'm here, I'm like, wow, like this is really cool, right? And so for me, it's just like I know that being in this position is like, yeah, it's a real privilege, and it just feels really nice and cool, and like, you know, I feel really grateful, but at the same time, it's like it's a lot. It's a lot because I'm navigating all this by myself. It's a lot because people around me don't understand what I'm doing. Even though I have like my siblings and my mom that are happy for me and they cheer me on, they don't really understand what I'm going through because my mom is not institutionally educated, but she's one of the smartest persons that I know in this planet. And so um saying that, it's just saying that they don't understand the type of work and dedication that goes into academia. Like they understand like hard labor work, And so, it was a hard week because it was on my birthday. I was supposed to go see my family. And then my mom also had like surgery in her mouth. So I was supposed to help take care of her and my siblings. And anyways, it was just like a week where I felt, that I couldn't be the big sister and like help everyone out like I'm used to. But on top of that, I also had academic responsibilities, right? So on the Monday, um, I had to get all these things prepared because on the Friday we were having an event with the lab, and it was going to be like, well, it was a really great event. I wasn't present, but I was supposed to be present because this professor was invited so we could get to meet each other and stuff like that. But you know, things happen for a reason. But I needed to get those things done for the event, like the marketing and stuff like that, or like the flyers. And so on the Monday, like, I don't know how I did it. Like every 5 minutes that I have of energy, I was like working, and I was just like, whoa, like this is like really like crazy. And then my husband was like, just take a COVID test, make sure that it's not COVID, or if you have the flu, like let's see what's going on, right? And I was like, okay. So I did the COVID test and it came positive. So I was like, okay, like I'm gonna get sick, and I'm gonna get really sick, right? So I ended up doing that, but in my last email to my supervisor, I was like, hey, by the way, I'm COVID positive. And she was like, Nina, take some time to just rest and take care of yourself, right? But for me, that was like almost impossible because I had other deadlines in that week for some opportunities, and I just couldn't meet them because I just didn't have the time or the energy to do paperwork, to do academic work. And it takes a lot of time in the sense that like you have to think through things, and it's not just like robotic things like grading, right? And anyways, so she said that to me and I was like, okay. But I didn't send emails out or anything like that because I'm like, oh, I got this, like I can make it happen. And then obviously, COVID symptoms got worse and worse. And on the Wednesday, when one of the things was due for me, I emailed the prof and I was like, hey, I've been sick with like COVID. I really don't have the energy, or like, I can't get work done like this. And they were like, hey, don't worry about it. Like, yeah, the deadline there's no flexibility to the deadline. So kind of like, it sucks, but take care of yourself, right? And I was just feeling like shit. I was feeling like shit because I was like, wow, I missed on this opportunity. And on top of that, it's also my birthday. I'm not going to um have time to just celebrate me, my birthday and stuff like that. So I was like, whatever. Stop being a baby and just like take the time to rest. And that's what I did. I don't know if you can see the blush. Oh, you can. It's so cute. Like, it's really light and subtle, but I think it applies better with the brush than with fingers. So then on the Thursday, it was my birthday, and obviously I was like tired and stuff like that. And we just stayed home and watched movies and ate chicken noodle soup. It was a very boring birthday, but at the same time, it was a blessing in disguise because I was able to kind of like rest. But then, it's the end of the semester, all these deadlines are like piling up, and like my stress levels were really high. But on that day, on my birthday, I was like, you know what, like I work really hard, my professors, my supervisor know this, and I'm sick, so like I need to stop being like such a baby and just take the time to rest. And I think as graduate students, older siblings or whatever, we sometimes like forget, or I don't know, me, it's my toxic trait, I forget to prioritize my health, even though that's like something I've been trying to like implement this year, right? And I guess in a way that was a good reminder that, this was one of my intentions for this year, to take care of myself. And like COVID just kind of like was like, stop, stop, get back on track to prioritizing yourself. Yes, you have all these deadlines, but also like don't die working. Like COVID wasn't that bad with me, and I'm not trying to make jokes. A lot of people died because of the virus and stuff like that, and I'm so happy that I'm alive and that I get another opportunity to try my best. But like, I realize I'm like, I don't like, when I'm sick, I don't want to think about like dying while like working. And so I decided to just take the time off, but also take the time to reflect. Take the time to reflect on myself, what I want out of this experience. I know it's like maybe a little bit dramatic, but honestly, like going through COVID and knowing what it is and coming out the other end after this pandemic, like not after, because we're still in like technically in the pandemic, but like it just makes me appreciate everything more. But appreciate it in the sense that like, don't kill yourself for it, like sometimes you are gonna miss great opportunities, but you can't also balance it all. So sometimes those moments are a blessing in disguise, even though they might not feel like that in the moment. So I took the time off to rest, and then just last week, like closing the week, on Thursday I went to my seminar. So the week before I didn't go to my seminar, but last Thursday I went to my seminar because I was no longer COVID positive, and it was great, but I was feeling a little bit like a failure and behind. And so I was like, no, Nina, stop being like that, and like come up with a plan. Come up with a plan to finish the semester like on a good note. Don't over stress. Don't, like, you're not a robot. You're human. You were sick. If you need to ask for an extension, ask for an extension. And I haven't, because I don't think I need one. But in the case that I think I do need one, I will ask for one. But what I was going to say is that the week that I got sick with COVID, at first I didn't want to send anyone emails because I'm like, no, I'm still here. I'm still like able to work. But then when my supervisor told me to take care of myself and stuff like that, and then I messaged the other professor with the deadline for this, like, it's like a job opportunity, right? And they were both kind of like, take care of yourself, like, it's okay, don't worry too much about like your deadlines, take care of your health. And in that week I had my supervisor from my seminar also follow up with me, and it made me feel good because I'm like, wow, these people actually care about me, in the sense that like they want me to be good so I can present my best self once I feel better. And in that moment I realized how important it is to actually just reach out to people and say that, hey, I'm going through some things, like I'm still interested in, like I'm still here, but I need time, right? And most of the time I think professors, because they know, they know you're a human as well, they will be like, what, take the time to just rest, and then when you come back healthy, right? Rather than like work yourself to death. Sorry, my camera was full, but what I wanted to say is that if you're having any kinds of problems, or if you're sick, reach out to your supervisors, to your professors. Let them know what's going on. Most of the time they will always be understanding. If they're not, then they're a-holes. But most of the time professors are understanding, and they will either like be understanding and tell you to take care of yourself and come back when you're healthier, or they'll tell you like, oh, you can, like, I can give you an extension, or they can guide you through like the academic side, right? And that's what they're there for. So don't be afraid of like fearing that, oh, I'm gonna miss this deadline and I'm not gonna be like the best and stuff like that. Just take it easy. Honestly, take it easy. You know, it's taken me 7 years to get to this point. You know, I have my undergrad and my master's behind me and all that time, and I went through a lot in my undergrad, and I wish I would have been this mature to reach out to them instead of, you know, killing myself with the work. But with that being said, given that we're at the end of the semester, we literally have 2 weeks left. I have some serious deadlines to meet. And so to meet those deadlines, we're going to be planning. I'm actually going to take you throughout the 2 weeks. Once the 2 weeks are over, then I can create, you know, other type of content regarding, you know, how I'm going to be planning my summer and spring semester, because I actually have a big project to do for that, for the spring and the summer, which I will explain, but it has to do with like my exams for becoming an actual PhD candidate. So I need to kind of get like my training, or like master my subject matter in order to become a PhD candidate in the fall. So we're coming back with a vengeance, and so I should say I'm done doing my makeup. I kind of went from one thing to the other. So I'm gonna put this on top of the lip oil. Look at how nice that color is for the spring. So we're done with the makeup, and my hair can go down. It's still a bit wet from the shower. I also need to book a haircut because my hair is out of control. Actually, maybe I'll just put it back up. But now that we are done our makeup, we are going to sit down and plan our 2 weeks, because we have to balance Easter, we have to balance getting a beer with one of my colleagues, lunch with my sister, the seminar deadlines, and finally I also have to get done or finish up, finalize the paper that I've been working on for my conference in May. So all of this is like gonna happen super fast, so I need to really time manage. So now that we're done our makeup, now that we have just like vented out here, you know, together, we are going to shift gears and actually start working. So we're gonna plan, then I'm going to do some work, and then I'll probably, you'll probably see all of that in the vlog. So this is just a little chit chat. But yeah, thank you so much for listening to my chit chat. I hope you're all doing well. Please take care of yourselves. Please, if it's, you know, COVID or flu season, email your professors first thing. Let them know, you know, that you're sick. Let them know that, you know, you're aware of the deadlines and stuff like that, but that you also need just, you know, a few days to come back with better health so that you can finish with a bang. And usually when you say that to professors, they like laugh it off because they appreciate that, you know, you're being real. So with that, I leave you for now, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.